Hi friends, it's Walter here with my first 4 cards from the February Baked with Love kit. As soon as I saw this kit, I thought it would be fun to do a shaker where I cut out all of those baking utensils from the silver cardstock and go ahead and use them as the shaker bits. So that is my plan. I began by putting some double-sided tape onto the back of my patterned paper panel, and then went ahead and adhered that down to my card base. I find it easier to align them and stick them together when I'm holding them vertically like this. I cut a 2 3/4 inch by 4 inch rectangle out of the glitter, one of the pieces of the glitter cardstock, and then went ahead and used some stacking rectangle dies to create a frame. And I cut that panel from the glitter green cardstock. I went ahead and selected which utensils I wanted to put in as shaker bits. You can put as few or as many as you'd like. I selected just a nice assortment and went ahead and placed them on the panel to make sure that they were going to fit the way that I wanted them to. I then adhered my double-sided foam tape strips to the back of the acetate cover for the panel. I went ahead and placed them all around the edge, then removed the backing and placed a second layer on top of them. This gave me enough room because I felt that just one layer of the foam strips wouldn't be deep enough. And then I went ahead and put a little glue around the foam tape just as an extra measure to make sure that it would stay sealed, and placed it onto the panel. I then put some glue onto the back of the combined shaker panel and went ahead and centered it onto my card. I took one of the baker pieces of ephemera and added a little glue onto the back and glued her into place on the corner of the shaker window. I thought she'd be a really cute addition and, just kind of make it a little more whimsical. I stamped a sentiment onto a scrap piece of the patterned paper, put some glue behind it, and put it onto a scrap strip of the purple glitter cardstock and cut it down so that it would look like a nice shadow in the back of the sentiment strip, put glue onto the frame, and glued that combined sentiment strip onto the card. Quick, easy, and a lot of fun. This first card is done. I wanted the colorful ephemera to be the star of this particular card. So I decided to use one of the really pretty glass domed cake plates with the cupcake inside of it, and knew that I was going to want to keep the rest of the card to be really plain and monochromatic. I began by adhering my my light yellow panel onto the card base. Now I have to apologize. I forgot to press play as I began my stamping. Ugh, so sorry about that. But what you see here is me adding splatter. I covered the stamped images with some low-tack tape and then just added some splatter into the background. I used both pink and purple inks to do that. And as I mentioned, I wanted a monochromatic palette for the rest of this. So I decided to cover my stamped baker image in shades of cool gray. So that's what you see me doing here. I started with her hair, going a little dark and then lightening it up, going light on her skin, and then coloring in the apron and the rest of her as I saw fit. You could very easily go ahead and color her in color instead, but again, I really like this look in a card and I think it's a lot of fun. I chose a warmer shade of gray to go ahead and color her crown just to make it stand out from the lighter shades that I used for her. I then put some double-sided foam tape behind the ephemera and stuck it down onto the card. And just like that, we now have our second card finished. Really easy, super cute. I love the wheelbarrow from this Winter Rose stamp set, and I thought it would be really cute to have it full of baked goods that this little baker was wheeling off to go ahead and sell. I began the card by adhering a piece of the light purple cardstock to a card base. I then took a 4-inch by 5.25-inch white card panel and just a very light pink, this is Spun Sugar Distress Oxide ink, and just blended it around haphazardly just to create kind of a very light pink background with still some of the white around the edges. I needed the reverse image of the stamped wheelbarrow because the ephemera was having the baker go opposite of the direction of the wheelbarrow. No problem. I went ahead and stamped the image onto a reverse piece of stamping silicone, put my panel down, pressed it real hard, and as you'll see, I ended up on that other side getting my reverse image. And then I set off to color in that wheelbarrow. I used some shades of a darker brown as well as then kind of a lighter brown that has a little bit of orange in it, just so that it didn't look so just one-dimensional and one-colored. The beautiful stamp really makes it easy to color because it shows you where to add in those darker shadows, and then you can just color over it with the lighter shade and go ahead and get some blending accomplished. I then went in with the lighter shade again and just added some lightening a bit and making sure that everything was blended nicely. I was then able to start coloring the wheel of the wheelbarrow. So I wanted it a little bit darker, so I started with a shade of gray, and this was a very warm gray since I was using browns, and colored it in. I then went in with the lighter brown and really lightened it up so that you could, see some of that wood coming through. But you could definitely tell that it was aged. I then used the darker brown to start coloring in the spokes of the wheel. You can color this however you'd like. Really, it's up to you and what's kind of your goal for the overall look. I made sure to take a very light warm gray and go over it, again, just to make sure that everything was blended nicely together. I fussy cut out the wheelbarrow and then took my little X-Acto knife and cut out all of the white space between the spokes of the wheels. Once that was done, I took a dark gray marker and went around the edges just to make sure that there weren't any white spots showing through. I used some craft glue to go ahead and glue that wheelbarrow down onto the card panel. I made sure to get those spots that could possibly lift, especially around the wheel. And then I put some glue onto the back of the baker piece of ephemera and adhered her into place right by the handle of that wheelbarrow. I put my sentiment at the top of the panel and then went ahead and stamped it with black ink. That was now ready to go ahead and adhere down onto my card base with double-sided tape. And the last steps was to go ahead and get the cake and cookie and cupcake ephemera glued down into the wheelbarrow. She certainly has a lot of goods that she's pushing around. And with that, our third card is complete. I think it is super cute. For the fourth card, I cut a card panel from a piece of the patterned cardstock, and then went ahead and ran some of the really pretty holographic silver peel-off strips around the card. I put some going across it horizontally, as well as coming down on the sides vertically. I thought that this would be a good way to kind of break it up and add in just that little bit of sparkle and glimmer that I was looking for. And let's face it, Lizi's peel-off strips make it so easy to be able to do this. I just made sure to tuck the unused ends onto the back of the panel. With that done, I went ahead and stamped my sentiment in black ink. Then put some double-sided tape onto the back of the panel and aligned it onto my card base. I wanted to use some of this beautiful ribbon and thought, wouldn't it be nice to have it draping down from the back of the cake and cake stand piece of ephemera? So I cut 3 pieces down to size and got ready to start to work with them. After cutting, I ran a thin strip of glue down the center of that ribbon, and then went ahead and took the white ribbon and ran that down the center of that and repeated it to do to all the remaining 2 pieces. I figured that this would be a nice way to combine the ribbons, and the glue holds them into place quite nicely. Because as you'll see, these pieces of ribbon are going to be a backdrop for something really fun. And the third piece is finished. But I also wanted to add a little sparkle. So I took some of the thin peel-off strips from the same peel-off set that I put onto the card panel and ran that down the center of the white. That just creates such a really nice, fun look. That is varied from the pink, the light pink, to the white strip, to then the peel-off strip. Once those were dry, I put some glue onto the top of each of the strips and adhered them into place on the back side of the cake ephemera. I had one on the left, one on the right, and one coming down the center. I think that's just the right amount of those ribbon strips. I want this ephemera to be elevated off of the card, so I went ahead and put some double-sided foam tape onto the back of it, and I made sure to put a piece going over the tops of the ribbons just as an extra security measure to make sure that they stay adhered to the back of it. I just use the strip, cut them to size, and make sure that there's enough coverage. And then I removed the backing and aligned that ephemera onto my card and stuck it into place. I absolutely love these cute little plastic cupcakes from the kit and thought that they were perfect to adorn the ribbons. I put a little piece of double-sided foam tape on the back, a little bit of glue, and stuck them into place. Two on the left, two on the right, and one in the center. I think this is a really fun design. And that completes my first 4 cards with the Baked from Love kit. I hope you enjoy them. Let me know in the comments what you think of them. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I appreciate your support for my projects. I'll see you real soon.